Welcome, everyone, to our first ever Highway 111 family game night. Eli, are you excited?
I am very excited. I want to make sure, are we on live right now? What? Yes? No? Are we like live? It says it is. Okay, just want to make sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think we're good to go.
Yeah, so we're good to go. Yes, I'm very excited. It's going to be a lot of fun. I think we're going to have a fun time tonight.
We are going to entertain you at the expense of our celebrity guests that will be revealed here soon. And it should be a night with a lot of laughs through everything we do here, whether it's through our little game show or what you might end up seeing on screen. So a little bit of a surprise as we've got planned.
Words on Facebook, Eli is going to get roasted. So hopefully you have fun laughing at my expense, apparently. And I have no idea what's going to happen. So, oh well.
So here in a minute, we will get our game started. We just want to thank you all for coming, being part of this, welcome you, and just hope that you have a fun time tonight. And we are just trying to bring a little bit of Highway 111 style fun to the rest of the church. So Eli, I think that's all we need to cover, right?
Yep.
Okay, I will pray, then we will go ahead and get started. Dear Lord, thank you for the opportunity to gather here as families, as a part of this church, to have something that we can enjoy, to have a little time just to sit back, be entertained, and enjoy each other's fellowship as believers. Lord, I pray that through everything we do here tonight, we can be honoring to you and that we can give glory to you through everything that we do together as a body of believers. I pray you, thanking you once again for the opportunity to do this, and I thank you most of all for your son, Jesus, and let us not forget him through all the fun that we have here tonight. I pray all this in your name. Amen. Okay, I think we are ready to introduce our celebrity panel, so let's roll the theme. Ladies and gentlemen, get ready to match the stars. LFCC Music Minister Kurt Passon. Highway 111 Youth Minister Eli Passon. LFCC Lead Minister Archie Ellett. LFCC Children's Ministry Director Michelle Ellett. LFCC Elder and Associate Pastor Warren Shake. And Sunday School Teacher Extraordinaire Brent Wagner. All of this and more here on the star-studded LFCC match game. Now, what good is a game show without a few contestants? So, what do you say? Are we ready to go? Warren's already got his answer.
Zorro always wins.
Okay, we need to get a couple of contestants for our show here. So let me grab my little list of people who signed up. Everybody you see here on stage to start with are going to be Highway 111 students who signed up ahead of time and wanted to be a part of this. So I'm going to get two contestants for our game. Braden Borders is the first one I've called out. And Jaden Passon. We need Braden and Jaden to the stage.
What? I thought there would be a conflict of interest rules because some of the panel, it might be related to some of those people.
Well, that just gives them even more incentive to
All
give them a
right.
hard time.
Looks like Brock and Bart are heading back there so Jaden and Braden can get up here and play the game. Thank you, Brock and Bart.
I can't see anything. I just see green.
Yeah, that's true. I couldn't tell if anybody's coming or not. All right, Braden Borders and Jaden Passon, come on up. Have a seat.
Jaden, we know you don't move quickly, but move a little quicker.
Come on down.
Wrong show.
Okay, let me explain how our game here is going to work. For those of you who may not be familiar with our game show setup, there are going to be questions for our contestants. They'll be answering them one at a time, trying to match the answers that our celebrity panel comes up with. So the questions will be phrased in a way that are leading you toward a certain type of answer. There's not a specific correct answer. You're just trying to fill in the blank with whatever you think fits it the best. So for example, if I were to say apple blank, how would you fill that in, Braden? Please speak into the mic. Apple potatoes. Let's find out if you would have matched any of our celebrities. No.
I don't even know what the question was.
We weren't paying attention.
I was looking at myself up there.
Okay.
Yeah, we
well,
weren't listening.
I don't think it matters because nobody was going to say that.
No,
but
I don't think
for
so.
the purposes of this example, you might have said pie, you might have said tree, you might have said cider. I don't think anyone was going to say potatoes, Braden. So that's the way this is going to go. There's going to be a question with a blank that you need to fill in. You're trying to answer that with what you think best fits the question and match as many people on this stage as you can. You get a point for each person that you match. And then the winner at the end of the game will get to choose a prize over there at the prize table, headed up by Darcy Passon, who we put over there in the corner so nobody can see her. So, is everybody clear on what we're trying to do? Braden, Jaden, you good? All right. Jaden Passon, I will give you the question. The celebrities will write down their answers, and then afterwards I'll repeat the question to you and give your answer. So here we go. Jaden, you were here last Sunday, right? Sunday morning at church. Would you say that Archie's sermon was a little on the long side? That happens from time to time. Well, last Sunday, Archie's sermon was so long that even blank thought about sneaking out to go get lunch. Write down your answers, celebrities. Last Sunday, Archie's sermon was so long that even blank thought about sneaking out of service to go get lunch. Okay, I think they've got their answers written down. Jaden, how would you answer that question? Last Sunday, Archie's sermon was so long that even blank thought about sneaking out to go get lunch.
Speaking to the mic.
No, I think the most important one would be Archie's wife,
Michelle.
Michelle.
All right, let's find out our answers. Last Sunday, Archie's sermon was so long that even Michelle thought about sneaking out to go get lunch. What do we have, Kurt? Jesus. How would you explain your answer there for us?
I heard he was hungry. We had to beat them out.
Eli, what have you got?
I also said Jesus.
Jaden, you should have said Jesus.
Didn't you learn anything from Sunday school? Jesus is always the right answer.
The answer is always Jesus.
Michelle, what have you got?
Well, I wrote down one of the people that I think could sit and listen to the Word of God forever and ever, Debbie Corbin.
Oh, that's a good answer.
Warren, what have you got for us?
I think the whole band left.
And Brent?
Well, I didn't have the whole band, just Kurt.
Kurt. Well, Jaden, I'm sorry, 0 points for you, but that's a good answer. I liked it.
It was a good answer.
Yes.
It was.
All right, Braden, you will have the next question. Warren said, these kids today have it so easy. Well, they could just look out Bible verses on their phone. But I'm so old that I remember when if you wanted to read the Bible, you had to have a blank. Warren said these kids today have it so easy they can just look up Bible verses on their phone. I'm so old that I remember that if you wanted to read the Bible, you had to have a blank. Go ahead and write down your answers. All right, Braden Borders, I think we're ready for you. Warren said these kids have it so easy today. They can look up Bible verses just using their phone. I'm so old that I remember that if you wanted to read the Bible, you had to have a A Bible. An actual physical Bible. All right, Kurt, what have you got for us?
A stone tablet.
Stone. That's actually the answer I had in mind when I wrote this. What have you got, Eli?
I gave Warren a little more credit, but I still said a scroll.
Archie.
I'm guessing Kurt and I spend too much time together. Warren, I love you, but I said stone tablet.
Michelle, what have you got for us?
Well, this is in my lesson tomorrow, so I said a scroll.
A scroll.
Yeah.
Warren, now how much do you like the answers that are being given about you right now?
I have to work with them.
What did you write down?
I put a stone.
And Brent, how about you?
Stone
tablet seems to be the answer.
So for those of you that don't know, that's called a rock pod.
All right, no points for Braden. So halfway through, we are tied at 0 points apiece. Let's see if we can get some points on the board. Your second and final question, Jaden. Ooh, did you hear? Scandal has broke out among the elders. Warren has been accused of nepotism, as the church learned that the only reason that Trevor was only chosen to be an elder all these years ago was in exchange for free blank. The only reason that Trevor was ever chosen to be an elder was in exchange for free blank. Celebrities, go ahead and write down your answers. Kurt, having trouble coming up with one?
Yes, I am.
All right, Jaden, I think we've got our answers in. A scandal broke out among the elders in the church as we found out there was a case of nepotism in the fact that Warren, serving with his son-in-law on the elders board, gave Trevor the position all these years ago in exchange for free blank.
I would say free wine.
Free wine.
I want to know what's going on with the Shake household.
I want to know the reasoning
Where's
behind
Susan?
your answer, Jaden.
It's the home communion, is that what it is?
Jaden says he meant communion. Okay, what have you got, Kurt?
Free cookies.
Free cookies.
I said free oyster soup.
I said free labor.
That's pretty good.
I said free food.
Free Sunday dinners.
Free chiropractic treatments.
Ah, see, there's the one that was on the same wavelength as me. I don't know if that's a good thing or not, but hey, we've got our Stafford Township supremacy thing going on. All right, sorry, Jaden. No one came up with wine. Braden Borders, if you get 1 point, you will secure the victory. If not, you tie, and I'm not sure what happens because we've got a winner and loser prize. So Darcy will have to sort that out for us. Braden Borders, your final question. You know, I was talking to Darcy one week after youth group. You know Darcy. Darcy is Eli's wife. She knows him pretty well. Well, Darcy said, I've always known that Eli was pretty nerdy, but last time he preached at Highway 111, he made 25 references to blank. I've always known that Eli was pretty nerdy, but last time that he preached at Highway 111, he made 25 references to blank. Everybody got their answers in? No? This supremacy end of the table is not getting the job done. Warden doesn't like his answer. All right, I think we've got our answers in. Braden Borders, for the win. Darcy said, I've always known that Eli was pretty nerdy. But last time he preached at Highway 111, he made 25 references to
Star Wars.
Star Wars. I think that's a pretty good answer. Let's find out. Kurt?
Star Wars.
Star Wars. There's your 1 point for the win. Let's see the rest of them.
Star Wars.
Star Wars.
Star Wars.
Star Wars.
Star Wars.
Star Wars.
Sleeping.
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 And,
Pocket protectors.
well, that is 4 points for Braden Borders. That makes you our winner of game number 1. Make your way over to the prize tables, boys. Darcy will take care of you. We need 2 more contestants. But first, let's cut to a commercial break.
Every 6
Did you pay the
weeks,
sponsor?
I get to volunteer on the Sunday morning snack team here at LFCC. I bring in the best snacks for the Connection Center for all my brothers and sisters in Christ to snack on before the service. I bring the best mini cupcakes, sometimes vanilla, sometimes chocolate, but the best ones have the little fun confetti sprinkles on top. I set them out. I make sure to go get them at 6 in the morning at Walmart. I am serious about this. I wait outside Walmart until doors open. Go get them. Come to the church by 7 in the morning. Get them set out by 7:45 so that those who come in for Sunday school have amazing cupcakes to enjoy. This is probably one of the things that I do best.
And we're back from our commercial break. Celebrities, what do you think of our video we put together?
That was so cold. And I didn't realize I had all that snow on my back until I watched the video.
Me and Eli and Flippy had a lot of fun with this. Okay, let's get 2 more contestants on the stage. How about that? How about Savannah Sapp and Michael Soliday? Come on up to the stage. Have a seat, Savannah. Come on up, Michael.
Just proud.
Now, are you 2 understanding how our game is played? Does it make sense to you?
Yes.
Explain it again. Michael, you need some help? Okay, I thought so. I thought so. Let's get into our first question for Michael. You know, every now and then, the youth band will play on the 5th Sunday and the big band gets a break. And so sometimes that's an opportunity for Kurt and Jane to go on vacation, maybe have a Sunday off that they wouldn't normally get. So just recently, they took a vacation to a bigger city, and they visited a church just to see what it was like, to see how their band was done. And they came back, and Kurt said, well, you know, it was very different. They were very progressive. In this city, all of their farmers had cage-free chickens, and all of their churches have cage-free blank. It was very different at this big city. All of the farmers had cage-free chickens. All of the churches have cage-free blank. Looks like we're waiting on Warren again. Okay, I think that we are ready. So, Michael, in this church that, in this big city that Kurt visited, he came back and he said it was very different. All of their farmers had cage-free chickens, and all of the churches have cage-free. Just throw something out there. Maybe you'll match somebody. There's been some pretty ridiculous answers so far.
What's the question again?
All of the farmers had cage-free chickens, and all of the churches had cage-free blank.
Drum set.
Drum sets. How about that? Okay. Kurt, what have you got for us?
Drummers.
Drummers. Eli.
I said drummers as well.
I was also thinking the percussion area, but I said tambourine dancers.
I don't know if we'll accept that one. What do you think, audience?
I think percussion, that's pretty close.
Eli's giving him
I'd
props.
say it's pretty close.
I don't think that
I don't
matches
think
at
it's-
all.
I'm not sure I've ever seen a
Tambourine
church with
dancers
tambourine
and
dancers.
Drum set?
Sounds like a no.
I'm getting booed, so let's just say no.
Michelle, what have you got?
I said children.
Cage-free children. Do we have cages in our church, Michelle?
I was thinking about the nursery,
Okay.
area. It's kind of
Okay.
like a little, the baby cribs kind of look like cages a little bit.
Warren, what have you got for us?
I got the preachers.
The preachers are cage-free. And Brent, what have you got?
Drummers.
Drummers. Okay, so we've got 3 for drummers. That is 3 points for Michael John. Cage-free drummers is what we were going for. Savannah, are you ready for your first question? Okay. Now, you're probably familiar with the story of the Israelites being slaves in Egypt. Moses came to free his people. You familiar with that story? Well, whenever Moses went up to the Pharaoh and said, "Let my people go," the Pharaoh leaned over to his advisor and says, "Why should I listen to a crazy old man who spends his time talking to blank?" The Pharaoh said, "Why should I listen to a crazy old man who talks to blank?" Give us your best answers. Eli is deep in thoughts.
That doesn't happen very often. Thanks, Brock. Thanks, guys.
All right, are we all ready? Almost. There we go. Okay. Savannah, the Pharaoh said, "Why should I listen to a crazy old man who talks to..." Well, I mean, sort of. Just fill in the blank to your best of your ability.
I'll just say slaves, I guess.
Slaves, okay. A crazy old man who talks to slaves. Let's find out if that matches anyone. What have you got, Kurt?
Bushes.
Bushes. Eli?
I said fire.
Fire, burning bush.
I said only one God.
Ooh. Michelle?
I said God.
Warren?
He talks to himself.
Himself. And Brent?
Burning bushes.
Burning bushes. Okay. A burning bush would have gotten you 3 points there. But sadly, you get 0. But you have a chance to redeem yourself. Michael has 3 points. Savannah has 0. Michael, here's your second and final question. You know, I was talking to Kurt recently about how the youth group was going, and I said, you know, it seems like Eli is a natural. He really has a way of connecting with these kids. Well, Kurt and Jane told me it shouldn't be any surprise that Eli fits in so well with these students in the youth group. We've known all along that he has the blank of a 13-year-old boy. Kurt and Jane said it shouldn't be any surprise. I would say PG. Kurt and Jane said it shouldn't be any surprise that Eli fits in so well with students in the youth group. We've known all along that he has the blank of a 13-year-old boy. Are we good down here? So we're just waiting on Kurt. That's right, that's Stafford.
Zach was right. I am going to get roasted tonight.
It helps when I was the one who wrote the questions.
Yeah, apparently
All right,
so.
Michael. Kurt and Jane said it shouldn't be any surprise that Eli does so well fitting in with the students in the youth group, because we've known all along that he has the blank of a 13-year-old boy. The mind of a 13-year-old boy. All right, Kurt, what have we got?
Personality.
Personality? I think that fits.
Yeah, I said mind.
Mind.
I said mind.
Thanks, Archie.
Mind.
I said attention span.
Do we count attention span? His mind. His mind. Okay,
Man.
there's 5 more points for Michael, giving you a total of 8. Savannah, unfortunately, that means that you cannot catch up with Michael because you could only get a total of 6 points here. But let's play out the question and see how you do. Eli and I have been feeling pretty good about the numbers at youth group. We started off with a pretty low amount, and we've built it up. And we were feeling pretty good about ourselves, about the amount of students coming to Highway 111, until we realized that they weren't coming to see us. They were coming to see blank. We were feeling good about the amount of students at Highway 111 until we realized they weren't coming there to see us. They were only coming to see blank. Have we got anything on this end, guys? Moving slowly. Are we done, Kurt? Okay, I think we're ready, Savannah. Eli and I were feeling pretty good about the numbers at Highway 111 until we realized they weren't coming to see us. They're coming to see each other. Each other. Let's find out if each other is
Good
matches
answer.
The band.
the band.
I said Flippy. With
I'm
a
gonna-
little heart.
I'm going to say again, Kurt and I spend way too much time together because I said the band.
The band. Michelle?
Okay, so, you know, I'm a new Meemaw, and my daughter and son-in-law help out in youth group. So I said Branson.
Warren, what have you got for us?
Good cooks. I say the food.
The food.
Also the food.
The food. Well, I'm sorry, Savannah. That's 0 points for you. The answer I was actually expecting was Ezra, because he seems like he's the most popular kid there. But that ends our second game with the score. 8 points, Michael. 0 for Savannah. Make your way on over to the prize table. Thanks for participating. Hey, we'll be back after this commercial break. We're going to have to sing the song ourselves. Caring individuals who serve in the wee village. Without the availability of nursery during Sunday services, your little angels are capable of creating chaos, causing distraction and disruption, not just for their own families, but for everyone around them. Sadly, there is a striking shortage of volunteers who have stepped up to the opportunity to serve in this area of our church, leaving a heavy burden on the select few dedicated people who are making the Wee Village available every Sunday. These families need your help. Won't you consider joining the Wee Village family and meet this dire need within our church? We are looking for adults and teenagers to commit to serving once every 6 weeks and helping meet this need within LFCC. Please, the children need you. Eli, how do you feel after we recorded that thing?
Well, apparently the children need you. You know, we all felt horrible as parents, especially for me and Darcy. Like, Ezra was super tired and hungry, and we made him stay, and he cried like the entire time. And Flippy, I know, felt guilty editing the video and filming the video because there were all these kids crying. But it was fun.
We had parents intentionally making their kids cry, but for a good cause. For a good cause. The nursery needs help. I hope you all got that message through this commercial. And now we are ready for 2 more contestants to come up to the stage. How about Jaden Passon's already been up here. Okay. Not Jaden. Jake Ellett.
Jake.
And it looks like my bucket is empty, so we are ready to take some volunteers from the audience. Are there any more High 111 students here? First of all, are there any more High 111 students who...
Yes, Aiden and Abby.
Aiden and Abby. Would one of you be willing to come up?
Aiden would.
Participate? Aiden's going to come up to the stage. So game number 3, we're going to have Aiden versus Jake. Guys, you understand the rules of the game? All right. Then I will go ahead and grab your first question, Jake. Keep in mind the video we just watched. I was talking to Persephone about the need for help in the wee village. And Persephone said, people always say they don't have time to volunteer for the wee village, but I think it's really because they're all scared of blank. She gets all kinds of excuses for people who don't want to help in the nursery. And people always say that they don't have time to volunteer in the wee village to help meet this dire need within our church. But really, it's because they're all just scared of blank. All right, Jake, I think we're ready for you. People say that they don't volunteer in the wee village because they don't have time. But really, they're just scared of... COVID-19. That's a pretty good answer. That's a pretty good answer, Jake. What have you got for us, Kurt?
Well, you'd probably wear a mask for this too, but I said dirty diapers.
Dirty diapers. Eli?
I said getting bit.
Getting bit.
Okay, I don't think Kurt and I are cheating off each other, but I said dirty diapers.
Dirty diapers. Michelle?
I said babies.
Babies. Warren?
Little kids.
Little kids. Brent?
Dirty diapers.
Dirty diapers. Dirty diapers seems to be the answer. Sorry, Jake, no points awarded to you, but you will have another chance. Aiden, let's find out what question we have for you. Are you familiar with the Beatitudes? Well, in Jesus' Sermon on the Mount, he lists a bunch of things, characteristics of people and things that they endure and suffer in life. And he says these people are blessed and they will receive eternal life in the kingdom of heaven. So Bible scholars studying the Beatitudes now believe that when Jesus was talking about people who are suffering and people who are enduring hardships, he was actually referring specifically to people who serve in the church's blank. When Jesus said, "Blessed are the suffering, blessed are the downtrodden," he was referring to people who serve in the church's blank. They're all deep, deep in thought for this one. Looks like Brent's the last one. Okay, I think we've got it. All right, Aiden. Bible scholars now believe, after studying the Beatitudes, that Jesus was referring to people who were suffering and blessed as people who serve in the church's what? Nursery. That's a good answer. People who are suffering, people who are burdened. What have we got, Kurt?
I put nursery.
Nursery. Eli.
Nursery.
Nursery.
Put
Slapping.
children's ministry.
Children's ministry.
Microphone.
I put Wee Village Children's
Village.
Ministry.
Nursery.
Nursery. And Brent.
So you have to understand my answer. So I love kids, but I don't like doing dishes, so I said kitchen.
Kitchen. All right, well, Brent's the odd man out, but he's used to that. That is 5 points for Aiden. All right, Jake, here's your second and final question and a chance for you to catch up. Jake, you've been a part of Brent Wagner's Sunday school classes in the past, haven't you? Well, something amazing happened. Scientists are studying this. They are baffled about how it could be possible. Because last Sunday, for the first time ever, after decades of teaching classes in the church, Brent Wagner actually had a blank. Scientists are baffled by this amazing discovery that after decades of teaching classes, for the first time ever, Brent Wagner had a blank. Michelle does not want that answer to be seen, apparently. All right, we're just waiting on one. Oh, two.
It's a good question, but it's a hard question.
I thought it was pretty easy, but we'll see.
We will.
I guess I wrote it, though, so.
Seems like it was easy for me. Since
Michelle, should we have a timer up for how long you're allowed to take?
Leave it to Archie to say that.
Okay, it looks like we're ready, Jake. Now, in your experience in Brent's classes, you can probably come up with something for this. Last Sunday, for the first time ever, after decades of teaching classes, for the first time, Brent Wagner had a what? You don't have anything for us? Well, just throw something out there, something based on what you've seen in his classes before. Nothing? Okay, just give us any noun. Oh, hold on, we've got somebody coming to the stage. Funny jokes. Okay, we'll go. And Jake came up with that one all on his own, so we'll stick with it. Kurt?
Funny joke.
Funny joke. Eli?
I said a good joke.
A good joke,
yeah.
same thing.
I said a good hair day.
Michelle?
I said a forgetful day because he forgot the donuts.
Oh, that would be criminal. Warren, what have we got?
His mind.
His mind. And Brent, what did you say about yourself?
Well, I have two answers. I was going to say a packed classroom, but then I decided to say a good joke.
A good. Now, is that an admission of some kind?
It might be.
Okay. Well, Jake, you got a few points on that one. What was that, 5? 3? 3? Oh, 3 points for Jake. Aiden had 5. That means, Jake, unfortunately, you cannot catch up to Aiden. But Aiden, we will go ahead and play out your last question. Well, the year is 2025. Things are going really, really well at LFCC. The church has grown exponentially. In fact, to keep up with demand, LFCC has decided we need to expand to a second location. The new church has been handed over to Eli Passon, myself, and Flippy Roach to lead. And with our creative thoughts, we've come up with the name for the new church, Linton Second Christian Church. To go along with that, the new youth group will be called Blank. The church had a need to expand to a second location. The new location is going to be called Linton Second Christian Church, and their youth group is going to be called Blank. All right. Okay. I think we're just waiting on Kurt now. All right, Aiden. To keep up with demand, LFCC expanded to a second location. The new church is called Linton Second Christian Church, and the new youth group is going to be called Highway 222. That's pretty good. Kurt, what'd you come up with?
Highway 222.
That's right on. Eli?
I wrote Highway 111, Exit 2.
I put Highway 112.
112.
Yeah, exit 317.
I put State Road 413 for Philippians 413.
Well, that one actually makes sense. You put too much effort into this. Warren, what have you got?
Bushrod Ramblers.
And Prince, what have you got for us?
Highway 222.
Okay, Highway 222 is the answer. Aiden is our winner. Jake, thank you for participating. Go ahead and make your way over to the prize table, and we will be back after this commercial break.
Croczilla. It's man versus croc. Who will win? You can find out for yourself when you purchase your very own copy of Croczilla. But that's not all. If you call now, you'll get the special edition Thriller Marathon set, which includes classics like Attack of the Giant Leeches, Piranha, Voyage of the Prehistoric Planet, and The Killer Shrews. Call now and order your copy for the low price of $19.99. Shipping and handling not included.
Should we probably explain a little bit?
Yeah, we should probably explain where that wonderful advertisement came from.
So for our Super Bowl party, we asked each small group, so the junior high boys, junior high girls, high school boys, and high school girls, to make their own Super Bowl commercial. And so they randomly drew 2 items. One of them they had to sell, and the other had to be just a prop in their commercial. And so that was the high school girls. They had to sell the Croczilla movie that also had 4 bonus movies along with it. And so, it was a great deal. And then also they had that horrible camo windbreaker that had to be a part of their video. So that was their video. So
we played the commercials they came up with at halftime of the Super Bowl to avoid playing the Super Bowl halftime show, just to be on the safe side because of some halftime shows in the past. And I think it was a pretty entertaining way to have our own Super Bowl halftime show. The kids seemed to really enjoy it, and now we get to bring that to all of you. Well, the time is now about 7:20. We are running about 10-15 minutes ahead of schedule, but what we have planned now is a quick 15-minute intermission.
No, we don't want Archie to preach. He just made that suggestion. No, we don't. We'll be here until you have to preach tomorrow morning. Sorry.
So let's take 15 minutes, get up, stretch your legs. If you haven't had anything yet out of the concessions, feel free to go back there and grab something. We'll meet back here at about 7:35 and get back started with more gameplay.
Water? Yes, yes, please. You're in. Oh, I didn't know either. Have a seat. Yeah, yeah. I think just the only difference. Slow. That COVID will change things, you know.
Yeah, I'm afraid there's a lot of people going to get out of the habit.
I know. Yeah. Like staying at home made it too convenient, you know.
We were running 50, 55, and we were running 25,
People don't see the need. They don't see that there's an urgency. It's just,
a lot of the older people have not come back
yeah.
yet.
Yeah, we have the same thing here. You can just, and the new,
And a lot of younger people with kids have not come back.
if the news don't come from any, but you go to Walmart, that place is packed. Someone just.
Trying to figure out whether we're going to try to have Bible school.
And think, I mean, trying to wait and see what they give you. Like you said, you know.
The year before that, we did one.
Mhm.
For 15 years.
I know. That's been probably the hardest thing for me. It's saying, you know, to the hospitals, nursing homes, and your funerals, I mean, just, yeah. I was always there someplace during the week. I have been getting back into all in person with it in the last 20 weeks now. Or on Thursdays, we do messaging. Thank you.
I had to go with myself.
We did. So far, I haven't had it. I'm not saying I won't get it.
Don't. Not the only problem I have with it. I get a lot of time sometimes every day. I have pneumonia when I was in boot.
I got the flu shot this year. You didn't get it, but I got the flu.
They took me straight to the hospital. I had that issue. Well, better get back here. They'll get ready to start here pretty soon, won't they? We'll talk to you later.
Yeah, thanks for coming over tonight.
Welcome back, everybody. I hope you're all enjoying yourselves at our first ever Highway 111 LFCC family game night. Before we get back into the game, we have already been planning our next event that's coming up soon, and we've got a little sneak peek to show you. I was talking to the adult leaders about what they thought about what happened in small groups.
What they think about the meeting?
Well, since they were having the discussion about the video, I thought maybe we should do it after worship before we go on stage. I just thought that would time out a little better. Hey, wait a minute. I thought we were the only ones in here.
Who's in here? Who is that masked singer?
I've got an idea.
Let's do it. So, our next game night is going to be The Masked Singer on April 17th at 6 p.m. So, spread the word. We're going to have a lot of fun.
We are going to have a lot of fun. It's going to be faces that you will recognize from here in the church. People who maybe you wouldn't expect to see up on stage singing behind a mask.
Yes, absolutely.
Duets?
Duets?
I don't think we've cleared that yet, but we'll think about it.
We'll think about it.
Warren, who would you like to duet with?
Right, yeah.
We'll consider that. We'll consider it. We'll be able to pick him out pretty easy then. So keep that in mind. Coming up here in the next quarter, we are going to be having for our family game night the Masked Singer. And you never know who is going to be behind that mask. We might have some hidden talents within our church we aren't aware of. We might have some hidden talents as well. But it's going to be a lot of fun, so keep that in mind. Spread the word. That's coming up in April.
Yes, we're super excited about that. I want to give special thanks, though, to my youngest brother, Jaden, who was on stage earlier, who got called at 5 o'clock that evening saying, hey, we're going to shoot some commercials. Would you like to come help? And he said, yeah, sure, and then was forced to horribly sing and didn't think he was going to have to do that. So thank you. It was amazing.
Thank you, Jaden.
That was Jaden.
All right.
Your son, worship leader.
Are we ready to jump back into this panel?
Yes.
Yeah.
All right, we are going to have 2 more contestants come up to the stage. I had a couple more students volunteer, so this is going to be a battle of siblings. We are going to have Lauren and Brody Sutton come up to the stage. All right, come on up, have a seat. Lauren, how do you feel about your chances in this game?
I don't know. I don't know very many people here very closely, so I'll do my best.
Okay, she'll do her best. Now, Brody, what do you think your chances are of taking down your sister? Not very good? Oh, okay. Well,
Brody, it's all about confidence, man. It's all about confidence. You got it.
Let's jump into it with Lauren's first question. You know, we have our Sunday school classes here on Sunday mornings, and Brent Wagner has taught the high school kids for how long now?
About 20 years.
20 years, yeah, so that's quite a while. Good job.
No one else has ever volunteered to do it.
And no one's going to either. You're stuck with it. Well, you know, when it comes to serving in the church, we can always count on that the Bible tells us that when we're serving in God's name, we're going to build up treasures in heaven. But that doesn't mean that there can't be some perks to serving while we're here on earth, too. For example, Brent always tells us about the Sunday School Teachers Guild, which has some very good benefits for people who serve in that area. I have myself happened to teach a couple classes here in the past, and I always enjoyed my all-access pass to the Sunday School Teachers Guild. Brent, would you go ahead and fill us in on what that is?
Oh yeah, there's a private jacuzzi and sauna, and we even have a masseuse that comes in a couple times a week. You just have to schedule it, and you get a free hour-long massage for being a Sunday school teacher. It's really good. So if those of you think you might want to teach a class, go ahead and sign up, and we'll get you a membership in the Guild. There's also a great retirement program.
Well, now Brent has, I think, been the most senior member of the Sunday School Teachers Guild. So, but that's not the only group that Brent's a part of. You may not be aware, but there is another very exclusive group here within the church. Now, this group only allows in the wisest and most handsome men within the church. Now, Brent Wagner happens to be a member. Warren Shake happens to be a member. I'm expecting my invitation to join any day now, but only the most handsome and wise men are invited to join. But there is a cost to joining. In order to join this group, you have to give up your blank. Warren and Brent are a part of this exclusive group within the church of the most handsome and wise men in LFCC. But in order to join, they had to give up their blank. All right, it looks like we're ready. Lauren, why don't you grab your mic and tell us what you think that Brent and Warren had to give up in order to join this exclusive group within the church.
Say it,
Just
Warren.
say.
You know you.
Their hair.
What did she
Very
say?
good, Lauren.
Wait a minute. What did she say what I think she said?
I think you hurt his feelings.
You're making fun of my bald head?
Well, now, there's a reason behind that requirement, and we'll get to that in a minute, but why don't you go ahead and show us your answers?
Hair.
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 Curls. Hair.
Hair. Now, keep in mind, this exclusive group is for only the most handsome men in the church, and so in order to keep the temptation down for the married women in the church, the requirement was they had to give up their hair. So that's the reason why Warren and Brent are bald. It's just because they were just too darn handsome. Well, that is 6 points for you, Lauren. Good job. Now, Brody, your question is related to the first one we just went through. If you are familiar with the Old Testament prophets, you've probably heard of Elisha before. Well, after the leadership in the church was studying the life of Elisha in the book of 2 Kings, the church decided that members of this follically challenged club should not be allowed to own blanks as pets. Members of the follically challenged club should not be allowed to own blanks as pets. If you are familiar with this story in the Old Testament, you probably know that God has a little bit of a sense of humor. If you're not familiar with the story, you might have a hard time coming up with the answer, but try your best. After studying the life of Elisha in the book of 2 Kings, the church leadership decided it's for the best if members of the follically challenged club are not able to have blanks as pets. Brody, do you have an answer for us? Think of an animal that would probably not make a great pet.
Snake?
A snake. Let's see if we got snake out of any of our panel members.
Chia pet.
Yeah.
I said a naked mole rat.
Here, wait. Hairless cat.
Hairless cat. Ward, a cat. Brent?
Bears.
Bears. Oh, man. Again, me and Brent are the only ones on the same page. That worries me. No, yeah. In the book of 2 Kings,
we may have to have some lessons on this.
That's right. What?
Maybe a sermon, Archie.
Elisha is being mocked by a group of people for his baldness. What did they tell him, Brent? What do the young people say to Elisha?
Oh, I don't remember. Something really mean, though. Us bald people get that a lot.
They said, go up there and preach, bald man. And what did Elisha do in response?
He called
the authority of God?
Called the bears down and ate them.
Sent bears.
He sent the bears. God said, nobody's going to mock my prophet, so I'm going to send bears to maul these people. So keep that in mind next time you make fun of a bald preacher. All right, the score right now is 6 points to Lauren, 0 points to Brody. Let's find out what happens in round 2. Lauren, here's your second question. In the book of 2 Corinthians, Paul is writing, and he describes what he calls a thorn in his side. It's something that torments him. It's something that keeps him humble. And for a lot of time, Bible scholars have read this and wondered, what could this thorn in his side be that he is describing? Well, after they were studying Paul's writing in 1 Corinthians chapter 7, Bible scholars now believe that since Paul was writing about that it is good for a man not to be married, that the thorn in his side might have actually been blank. After studying Paul's teaching that it's good for a man not to be married, they now believe that the thorn in Paul's side might have actually been his blank. I don't see any writing, Eli. Are you nervous?
She already gave me the death stare. That would be my wife.
Are we all ready? Okay. After studying Paul's teaching that it's good for a man not to be married, Bible scholars now believe that the thorn in his side might have actually been his
loneliness.
Loneliness. His loneliness. Okay. Kurt, what have we got? Spouse. Say that a little louder and prouder.
Spouse. Love you, Jane.
Eli.
Yeah, like father, like son. His wife. Love you, Dar.
I said his eyesight. He couldn't see a woman.
I said a nagging girlfriend.
Warren. Wife. And Brent.
I don't think these guys really got the whole gist of this, but maybe my background makes me specially suited for it. I said his ex-wife.
His ex-wife. Paul says it's not good for a man to be married because of his ex-wife. Wife could have worked. Mother-in-law could have worked as well. 0 points. And Brody, that means you have a chance to catch up.
He's reading the Maccabees edition.
The Maccabees edition. That's in the expanded Bible. Brody, you're down 6-0, but you do have a chance to tie your sister here because she didn't get any points in that round. So let's find out what your final question is. Oh, it's wonderful news. The year is 2030. Kurt and Jane Passon just welcomed their 15th grandchild. But amazingly, they still don't have any blanks.
What was that, Caden? Yeah.
The year is 2030. Kurt and Jane Passon just welcomed their 15th grandchild, but amazingly, they still don't have any blanks. Celebrity panel, are we good to go? All right, Brody, let's see if you can come up with the answer here. Kurt and Jane Passon, in the year 2030, welcomed their 15th grandchild, but amazingly, they still don't have any. Girls. Girls, Brody says. Let's find out what our panel came up with.
Granddaughters.
Granddaughters, that's girls.
Girls/granddaughters.
Girls.
Girls.
Girls. Granddaughters.
Girls across the board, Brody. Hey, that means you two finished at a tie, 6 points apiece. Eli, what happens in the event of a tie?
We didn't plan for that.
No, we didn't. Okay, here's a trivia question. Here's a trivia question.
Oh, boy.
For the tiebreaker. See if we can find something to make fun of Eli for. Okay.
Man.
Since he's such this massive, terrible nerd, as we've come to know, he talks a lot about Star Wars, but in my experience, there is another genre that he just loves talking about. Anybody who can come up with the genre that I have in mind will be the winner. Lauren, what do you got?
Science.
Science is not the answer I was going for. Think in terms of entertainments, things that you're not the ones breaking the tie.
Yeah. Keep your hands down. You know, okay.
Brody, can you think of
Molecules,
anything
that's right.
that someone who's just a massive nerd might? Marvel? Eli, are you a fan of Marvel?
DC all the way.
DC. Sorry, I guess we weren't able to break the tie, but
We'll give one of you two whichever one doesn't grab the first place prize tonight, we'll give you another first place equal prize tomorrow night.
We'll make it fair.
When you're at Highway 111.
All right.
At 6
Well,
o'clock.
thank you to Lauren and Brody Sutton. The sibling rivalry was not solved. We ended in a tie, so this feud will go on for years and years to come. Hey, make your way on over to the prize table.
Hey, Zach.
Yes?
I have a question.
What's that?
So you've had some categories here where you talk about people, mainly Eli, I think, being a nerd. And I sort of get the feeling like you're saying this like you think it's a bad thing.
I think you're right, Brent.
Now, just because you laugh at something doesn't make it bad.
That. I mean, I think that's like a compliment. People want to be nerds, right?
We will ask Darcy her opinion on that.
She'll say no. You know the answer to that already.
That's right. You've rubbed off on her.
That's true.
Hey, we'll be back after this commercial break.
You know, I love being youth pastor. It is so much fun. Zach and I have a lot of fun doing it. I think one of my favorite parts, you know, is making the sermons, you know, giving a little bit of my life experience into just the Word of God, letting God's Word speak, but also throwing in a little bit of my own life experience into it. And you know, I may throw in a few Star Wars quotes here and there. I may put a little too much Star Wars or Pokemon or nerdy stuff in there, but you know, it's so that the kids can understand who I am. You know, in John 14, Jesus is telling his disciples that the Father's going to send another, and that another is going to be the Holy Spirit. And it says that he will never leave you. And that's just like the Force in Star Wars, you know? The Force is in every single living organism, and so it never leaves those living organisms in the Star Wars universe, just like the Holy Spirit is not going to leave you. It won't.
I consider the nicknames a term of endearment, okay? So what, you don't necessarily know someone's name, but the fact that I can connect that with you, hey, that means that I can remember who you are when I see you in person. Okay, before we get started, we're going to have a little bit of an activity for you guys to do. So on this side of the room, I want to have Jake, Michael, Phyllis, Tim, Bobby, Earl, D'Angelo, and Jamarcus. And on the other side, we want to have Patricia, George, Arnold, Bob, Donald, and Jen.
He still doesn't know any of their names.
You know, I'm the best bounty hunter in the entire galaxy. I was sent here by an anonymous contract to take out Zach Clifford, one of the youth pastors here at Highway 111. But when I heard Zach talking about Jesus and how everything that they do out here goes back to Jesus, I thought, I can't take rid of that. I couldn't get rid of that. You know, I always heard this is the way for the Mandalorian. But now, I know that Jesus is the way, the truth, and the life. And they teach that here at Highway 111. Now, anytime I'm traveling, I'm wearing a Highway 111 t-shirt because I know that Jesus is now the way, the truth, and the life.
We have a ton of fun out here at Highway 111. We even get involved with the activities with the students a lot of times, although I would say that me and Eli might have a tendency to get a little overly competitive.
You know, I have a lot of fun with the kids, and honestly, Darcy will tell you this. It's because I kind of act like a junior high kid, and I think she'd be pretty honest with you that I probably do act like a junior high boy sometimes.
Yup.
Well, if you want more of that nonsense and
Come
a
to
whole lot
Highway
more,
111.
come on out to Highway 111.
Sunday nights at 6 o'clock.
Sunday
if
nights.
you're 7th through 12th grade.
Hey, we might as well pitch for Michelle too.
Yes,
Exit
Exit
316
316.
Sunday nights. And Brent, high school students, Sunday mornings.
Yes.
Very important information. Right now, Highway 111, Brent's actually our featured speaker.
That's right.
He's teaching on the book of Genesis. Very good information to have.
We have been live streaming that as well on the Highway 111 Facebook page. So if you are not following the Highway 111 Facebook page, do that if you're interested in watching Brent speak about creation. It's pretty awesome, and it's really fun to hear about, and you learn a lot, even though you've listened to it several times. You always learn something new.
Yep.
So,
Well, let's jump into another game. I know there's one Highway 111 student out here who did not volunteer, but I'm hoping would like to come on stage if we ask her. So Patricia Soliday, would you like to come on stage and participate in our game show? Have a seat, Patricia. Now we need to fill this other seat with a contestant. We've got some hands raised over there, but what I want to do is give Patricia the chance, since she was bravely willing to come up here, to choose who she would like to go against. Patricia, do you have anyone in mind?
My mom.
Martha Soliday.
Martha!
Come on up here, Martha.
Jesus, that's all you gotta say.
That's all you got to say. All right, Patricia. Is there any reason in particular you chose her? You think she's going to be easy to beat?
Probably not.
So you wanted to challenge yourself.
Yeah, sure.
All right, Martha, how do you feel about your chances of winning this game?
It's slim to none.
I think that's the same thing Michael told us. All right, Patricia, we'll give you your first question. Now, every year, the church calendar has information about our staff as far as time that they're expected to take off and things like that, so everybody's in the know. Well, the updated church calendar includes an entire week for Michelle to just sleep after she finishes with blank. The updated church calendar has an entire week devoted to Michelle sleeping after she finishes up doing blank. Something very exhausting, something that takes a lot of effort. All right. I think we've got our answers from our celebrity panel. Patricia?
I think I might get in trouble for this one, just so you know.
Patricia, the updated church calendar includes an entire week for Michelle to just sleep after she finishes what?
VBS.
VBS. Good answer. Very exhausting. Kurt, what have you got?
VBS.
VBS. Eli?
Now, just know, I love you a lot, but I did say cleaning her office.
She would need
It's
a week off.
always a mess.
She would need it. I put VBS.
I was going to put watching Branson, but I changed it to VBS.
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 All right, that's 5 for VBS. 5 points for Patricia. Very good. All right, Martha, let's see if you can keep up. Here's your first question. Oh, have you heard? A member of our staff here at Linton First Christian Church has been honored by a local restaurant for being their most loyal customer. In fact, he's known for going there about every chance he gets. The Warren Shake Special is now a sandwich available on the menu at blank restaurant. The Warren Shake Special is now a sandwich available on the menu at blank restaurant. If Warren didn't know. All right, let's see what Brent comes up with, and I think we are ready for your answer. Martha, the Warren Shake Special is now a sandwich available at blank restaurants.
It's got to be McDonald's.
McDonald's. Let's find out if our celebrity panel came up with McDonald's as the answer.
I said Subway.
Subway?
Subway.
Subway.
Yeah, I took the Subway too.
Subway.
Subway.
Warren?
Subway.
Subway. And Brent.
White Castle.
Well, unfortunately, that's no points for Martha.
We don't have a White Castle, Brent.
For the record, Brent, if you weren't in the know, Warren is a very frequent customer of Subway.
Well, I see him at White Castle all the time.
Warren, do you have any comments on that?
He needs glasses too.
Are you sure it's Warren, Brent, that you're talking to every time you see him there?
Maybe not.
All right.
Okay, the score right now is 5 points Patricia and 0 for Martha. Let's see what Patricia can do with her second question. In order to appeal to the more moderate, conservative market, Christian church, Baptist church, Sports Illustrated is now releasing its all-new modest attire edition to compete with the swimsuit edition. Instead of swimsuits, the models will be wearing blank. In the new Sports Illustrated modest attire edition, in order to appeal to the more conservative crowd, the models will be wearing blank instead of swimsuits. Waiting on a couple of our celebrities yet. All right. Patricia, in order to appeal to the more moderate crowd, Sports Illustrated is releasing its all-new modest attire edition where the models, instead of wearing swimsuits, will be wearing what?
Long dresses.
Long dresses. Let's find out what our celebrity panel came up with.
Knickers.
Knickers. Eli?
I said onesies.
Onesies.
I said clothes.
Clothes. That's a big step forward compared to the regular one.
So back in the day when Eli and Zach were in youth group, we used to
Back in the day?
insist that they were modest when they went to these conferences. So I put old CIY t-shirts.
Warren, what have you got?
These guys are just not thinking today. Carhartts.
Carhartts.
Back in my day, they wore barrels.
Barrels. All
That's
right.
a good answer.
Well, you got no points on that one. I was actually thinking denim skirts, but modest attire, we need to work on making that a thing. All right, you have a chance to catch up or possibly pass Patricia with your final question. In an amazing discovery, archaeologists digging in the Middle East unearthed the long-lost 11th commandment, which said, "Thou shalt not blank." Archaeologists unearthed the long-lost 11th commandment, "Thou shalt not blank." What's something that should be common sense, something that no one should ever do? Thou shalt not blank. Celebrities, are we done? Not yet.
Apparently not.
It's in the magazine.
All right, Martha, here's your chance. The long-lost 11th commandment. Thou shalt not what? Hide. Hide?
Thou shalt not hide.
Shall not hide. All right, Kurt, hiding behind Eli. I guess I'll just do it for you. Kurt said, get married.
Mom, do you have anything to say?
It's too late. Eli, have you got something for us?
I said complain about church.
Complain about church? Archie?
I said complain about sermon length.
Michelle?
I was serious. I said blaspheme.
Blaspheme. That's okay. That's a good one. Warren, what have you got for us?
Eat chocolate.
Eat chocolate. Well, that's going to make a lot of people unhappy. Brent?
I want to make sure Jared is paying attention back in the sound booth and he hears this. I said, thou shalt not turn down the bass guitar.
Well, unfortunately, we were not able to award you any points, Martha. So the final score of this round is Patricia 5, Martha 0. Patricia, you are our winner. Go on over to the prize table, pick up your prize, and take a look at this next commercial break.
Are you tired of constantly failing at everything you do? Are you ready for a change in your life? Allow me to introduce you to our newest product, Michael Jordan's high power, high velocity, Korean purple enhancement beans. Simply devour one bean and your life will be changed forever.
Hey, Brent, you need that.
Our beans are guaranteed to improve every aspect of your life. 100% guaranteed or your money not back. Hello, I am Conehan McConehan, and I love beans. Beans are so good. And one time I grew beans, and I poured something on them, and they turned purple. Michael Jordan came up to me one day and said, "Can I have those?" It's like, "Yeah, go ahead." And then years later, he became one of the best basketball players of all time. Side effects may include, but are not limited to, spontaneous growth of cones, ow, ooch, my bones, ooh, cones, Ow. Ow. It hurts. Stop. Afros. Turning purple. Random and uncontrollable disappearance. Call 1-800-GET-BEANS today.
All right, that was the high school boys Super Bowl commercial about magic purple beans. Michael John, what was the entire name of those? I forget. Jordan. Yeah.
Jake remembers. Michael Jordan's high-powered, high-velocity Korean purple beans.
Yeah.
And that commercial was actually the winner of our contest,
Yes,
too.
it
That was
was.
voted as the best Super Bowl commercial of the night. And I think afterwards we got a contract for the next Super Bowl for multi-million dollars to produce some commercials for them. Is that right?
I think so.
Well, okay. Looking forward to that. Well, we have one more round of gameplay to get through, and we have 0 more contestants signed up. Now, Jake's got his hand in the air, and I think Jake's already played. Let's see if we can get some contestants who have not played yet.
I see a row of kids back there with all their hands up.
A row of kids with all of their hands up. Well, how do we choose which ones to bring on stage? Darcy. Why don't we bring our wives up?
Oh man, but they're kids.
I think we need to bring up our fabulous prize models to the stage. Now,
All right.
What are they called on the Price is Right? Barker's Beauties or something?
Yes.
Barker's Beauties, come on up for our final round of gameplay. No longer hidden in the shadows. Who will give you your prizes now? We didn't think of that.
We didn't think of that.
The plan is ruined. All right. Darcy, Persephone, welcome to the stage. I think, unfortunately, we're through making fun of Eli, so that kind of spoils the fun with Darcy.
Unfortunately.
I wanted to do that.
Darcy, here is your first question. Are you a fan of Chick-fil-A? Okay.
Speaking
well,
to the mic, honey.
You know, Chick-fil-A is known for a lot of things. They're known for their friendly atmosphere. They're known for saying my pleasure. They're known for being closed on Sundays. But one of the most important things, I hope to all of us, is that they are founded on a Christian basis. Well, opponents of Christianity have decided to open a new restaurant to compete with Chick-fil-A, and they're calling it Chick-fil-Atheist. The biggest difference between Chick-fil-A and Chick-fil-Atheist is blank. The biggest difference from Chick-fil-A and Chick-fil-Atheist is blank. What do they do differently? What do they do differently at the atheist Chick-fil-A, Chick-fil-Atheist?
Can you define Chick-fil-A?
Warren likes his answer. Well, this is apparently is harder than I thought it was going to be. I thought there would be a pretty clear answer.
They hadn't read the Maccabees.
They haven't read the Maccabees. They don't know about the molecules. All right, I think we're just waiting on Archie. All right, Darcy. Opponents of Chick-fil-A and Christianity have decided to open their own restaurant to compete with Chick-fil-A. The name of the restaurant is Chick-fil-Atheist. The biggest difference in this restaurant is blank.
I would have to say they don't believe you when you order. So they don't believe in what you're saying.
They don't believe in what
Like
you're
they
saying.
constantly question
They
what
question
you're.
you.
Yes.
Do you really want to order a chicken sandwich?
Yes.
I don't think so. All right, let's find out what Kurt has. What's your answer, Kurt?
Hot sauce.
I said they're demon sauce.
Demon sauce.
I said free arguments.
Free arguments. Instead of my pleasure,
I
we're
said
going to
the
argue.
drive-through efficiency.
Warren?
Non-meat. It's from the lab.
No meat. And Brent?
They don't believe in meat.
No meat. All right. Well, that means no points for Darcy. I actually thought everybody would say they're open only on Sundays. I thought that was the obvious answer. Apparently no one else got that.
That's a good one, though.
You know, slap you in the face. Oh, you're closed on Sunday? We're open on Sunday. All right, let's see if Persephone can get some points here. Take the lead. Well, Brent Wagner is a fan of biblically accurate teachings. We're going to find this out coming up in our series at Youth Group when he teaches us about Noah's Ark. Anyway, on that note, a local church had to remove a mural of Noah's Ark because it was too biblically accurate. It turns out the children were scared a bit after seeing blank outside the ark. The church had to remove their mural because it was too biblically accurate. The children were scared by seeing blank outside the ark.
Do you have any idea what you're going to say? Yeah. Okay.
Another creative answer from Warren Shake. Just waiting on Kurt.
I don't know. Just write something down.
Do, 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 do.
Okay, I think we've got all of our answers. Persephone. A local church had to remove a mural in the children's area of Noah's Ark because it was too biblically accurate. It turns out the children were scared by seeing blank.
All the dead bodies floating around.
Let's find out what our celebrity panel has to say.
Well, I put the floaters.
I said the third animal.
The third animal.
Oh, okay.
Floating dead people.
Dead bodies floating.
Bugs.
I said dinosaurs.
3 points for Persephone on that one. Yeah. Brent always likes to bring up the bathtub ark and the depictions of a calm sea and the boat floating on the ocean and everything seems so peaceful, and yet it's such a dark and destructive story. So maybe it's not the best for children's areas. All right, after our first set of questions, the score is 3-0 in favor of Persephone. Let's see if Darcy can catch up with her second and final question. I don't know if you've noticed, Darcy, and you have talked about football some, so you may have picked up on it. But since sports gambling was legalized, there are advertisements for it all over the place. And similarly to that, there's actually been some secret underground gambling within the church. In sports gambling, you can bet on anything like the length of the game, whether or not we'll go into overtime. Well, in the church underground gambling, the AV team bets on the over-under for the length of the blank. In the secret underground church gambling ring, the AV team every week is betting on the length of the blank. Are we all good here? Okay, Darcy. In sports gambling, you can bet on anything in a game, like whether or not it can go into overtime. In the secret, dark, seedy, underground church gambling league, the AV team has been betting on the length of the watts.
I'm so bad at this. I don't know. I would say the length of the actual, like how long the game is. Like the length. What? I don't know. I hate this.
I don't think we're quite on the same page
No,
here.
you're not. I'm so confused.
The secret church gambling league was not betting on football. They were betting on the church. Would you like to revise your
Yes.
answer?
So say it again, because yes, I got confused.
Eli, do you have any comments for your wife before we let her continue?
I got really confused.
All right. In sports betting.
Yes.
Oh, somebody's got to come before.
Oh, okay.
In-
No, but
in-
say it again. Say it again.
Are we going to allow her to have help?
I won't use that one.
All right.
I won't use that one.
In sports betting, you can bet on anything, like whether or not a game could go into overtime. In the secret underground church gambling league, the AV team has been placing bets on the length of the...
Okay, see, it makes more sense to me now, just saying. I will say the length of how long the band goes.
How long the band goes. All right, Kurt, what have you got?
Sermon.
The sermon. Eli?
Sermon.
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 Well, you told me, then I can use it.
I said the whole service.
The service.
The sermon.
The sermon.
Sermon.
Sermon. Everybody wants to know, is the sermon going to go into overtime?
Yes.
Yes.
Well, Persephone, with a commanding 3-0 lead that cannot be overtaken, you have a chance to build on that lead and prove on which youth minister has the smarter wife.
Rude.
Wow.
I shouldn't have said that before this question. You're familiar with VeggieTales, right? Well, you know, VeggieTales has children's adaptations of all kinds of Bible stories. Some of them that may be a little too intense for children, so they bring it down to a level that kids can learn from. They take out the violent side of things and make it enjoyable for children. Well, VeggieTales is planning to release the hotly anticipated adaptation of the Old Testament story of Jael.
Jail's my favorite character in the whole Bible thing.
This was not planned. Larry the Cucumber will be playing the part of Sisera, but instead of driving a tent peg into his head, Jael will just turn Larry the Cucumber into a blank. VeggieTales is releasing the hotly anticipated children's adaptation of the Old Testament story of Jael. But to take out the violence for the children, instead of driving a tent peg into his skull, Jael will be turning Larry the Cucumber into a blank. Celebrity panel, are we ready to go? All right, Persephone. In the children's adaptation by VeggieTales, the story of Jael from the Old Testament, instead of the violent story of her driving a tent peg into his skull, Jael will be turning Larry the Cucumber into a...
Well.
Did you say whale?
Well. I think that she would make Larry into a nice chopped Cobb salad.
A Cobb salad. All right. Let's find out if our celebrity panel agrees.
Pickle.
A pickle. Larry the Cucumber is getting turned into a pickle.
Pickle.
I said a gross, disgusting pickle.
First, let me just say that since that is your favorite character, I'm a little bit afraid of you right now. That's not someone I would have chosen, but I said pickle.
Pickle. Pickle.
Pickle was the answer. No points awarded, but you are the winner of our final round of the Wives of Youth Ministers. So Darcy can walk away in shame. And I guess you can award yourselves with prizes after that one. Well, that's all of the questions that we have, but we do have one more video for you, so let's roll that one. Well, Eli, do you have anything to add to that particular video?
I don't think so.
Okay. Well, I think it's pretty self-explanatory. We're teasing our upcoming events. We are very excited to bring it to the stage here at LFCC, The Masked Singer with LFCC Celebrities. That's coming up on
April 17th.
April 17th. Good, I forgot.
Yeah.
April 17th.
It was just on the screen, Zach.
Yeah.
Maybe we should figure out who's the smartest youth pastor.
Ooh.
Oh.
That's all right. I needed one roast tonight. I've been getting you
That's
all
right. Don't worry, I've been writing stuff down.
We'll remember this for next time. Hey, everybody, I hope you've enjoyed yourselves here at our very first ever Highway 111 Family Nights. Again, we've been trying to entertain you, make you laugh, give you something to enjoy with your families, and bring a little bit of Highway 111 style fun to the rest of the church. So if you enjoyed tonight, I hope you will come for our next event coming up in the second quarter. That will be on April 17th.
What time, Zach?
It will be at 6 o'clock.
Okay, got that one. Sorry.
Would any of our celebrity panel like to add anything before we dismiss?
Yes, Archie would.
I just want to say, you guys did a fabulous job on this. Those questions were amazing. I think we should give them a hand. It took a lot of work to put this on. Very good.
I guess we could. Yeah. What's the over/under on the sermon tomorrow? I'm going to preach extra long.
I guess that's it.
I guess that's it. Thank you to all of our celebrities for participating and having a good sense of humor. Highway 111 students, come out tomorrow night. We're going to be continuing in our series with Brent Wagner. Invite your friends and let them know how much fun you had here tonight. I hope you did have fun. I hope your families enjoyed this. And I hope that your families will continue to trust us with your children every week.
Yep.
All right. Would one of our leaders on the stage volunteer to pray as we dismiss? See, this is a test because I'm going to see if you do any better than the high schoolers do.
Father God, we just thank you for this time together. We come out, laugh, have fellowship, but also, Father, just to be reminded, without you, Father, we live in the darkness. Lord, just guide us as we go in different directions here tonight. Give us rest. Bring us back tomorrow morning. Father, just a time to celebrate you. In Christ's name we pray. Amen.
Amen. Thank you, everybody, for being a part of this. We'll see you next time.